What if the biggest money lie isn't something hidden in fine print, but something almost everyone accepts as common sense? In this video, I'll explain the biggest money lie everyone believes in the simplest way possible. No confusing terms, no financial advice, just education to help you understand how the system really works. When we hear the word lie, we usually imagine deception, someone intentionally misleading someone else. But in money, lies often look very different. They don't sound false, they sound familiar. A money lie is usually an idea repeated so often that it stops being questioned. It becomes advice, it becomes culture, it becomes something people pass along with good intentions, without checking whether it still holds true. The most powerful money lies don't survive because they're accurate. They survive because they feel safe. One of the most common beliefs around money is that following the standard path automatically leads to stability. Earn consistently, spend responsibly, and everything will work out over time. On the surface, this sounds reasonable. It rewards discipline, it encourages responsibility, it feels logical. But here's where the problem begins. This belief assumes the system remains neutral while you move through it. And systems are never neutral. The idea that money works itself out if you behave correctly removes uncertainty. It gives people a sense of control without requiring deep understanding. You don't have to understand how money flows. You don't have to understand how time changes outcomes. You just have to do the right things and trust the process. Comfort is powerful, and comfortable ideas rarely get challenged. Financial systems are built around incentives, timelines, and formulas. They respond to structure, not morality. They don't reward effort evenly. They don't punish irresponsibility immediately. They don't adjust just because someone is trying their best. When a belief ignores how systems actually calculate outcomes, it slowly drifts away from reality, even if it once made sense. That drift is where the lie grows. Money beliefs are rarely tested in short timeframes. Outcomes take years to reveal themselves. By the time results appear, it's easy to blame circumstances instead of assumptions. So the belief survives. It gets passed down. It gets reinforced by stories that focus on effort, not structure. The system stays the same. The belief keeps circulating. The biggest danger of this money lie isn't loss, it's invisibility. When people believe the system will take care of them automatically, they stop observing how it actually behaves. They stop noticing shifts. They stop asking whether the rules have changed. And when a belief goes unexamined for long enough, it quietly starts working against the person holding it. Once you begin questioning money beliefs instead of accepting them, something subtle changes. The system doesn't look broken. It starts looking designed. And that difference matters. The biggest money lie doesn't cause problems immediately. If it did, people would abandon it quickly. Its real damage shows up slowly, through patterns that feel normal while they're happening. Most people who believe this lie are not careless. They're responsible. They plan. They follow advice that's been socially approved for years. That's exactly why the lie works. When behavior feels correct, it stops being examined. And when examination stops, systems gain room to operate without resistance. Nothing goes wrong in a way that demands attention. Things just don't improve the way people expect. A common frustration begins to form quietly. People work harder, earn more, stay disciplined, and yet the sense of progress feels weaker than it should. This gap between effort and outcome creates confusion. The natural response is to push harder, save more aggressively, or delay enjoyment even further. But the problem isn't effort, it's expectation. The lie teaches people that effort alone guarantees alignment with the system. In reality, systems respond to positioning, not just persistence. Another side effect of the lie is excessive caution. When stability is promised as the reward for safe behavior, risk avoidance becomes a virtue. But systems don't reward safety equally. They reward predictability. When too much emphasis is placed on avoiding mistakes, opportunities to understand how money actually behaves are missed. The result isn't disaster, it's stagnation. And stagnation feels deceptively stable until time exposes it. The lie doesn't punish people directly. Time does. Years pass, costs rise, expectations shift, and slowly, the original assumptions no longer match the environment. Because the belief was never questioned, adjustments are delayed. What felt reasonable at one stage becomes limiting at another. The system doesn't adapt to beliefs. Beliefs must adapt to the system. One of the most dangerous aspects of this money lie is that it rarely feels like a mistake. There's no single bad decision to point to, no obvious moment where things went wrong, just a long stretch of doing the right things without getting the expected results. That makes the lie harder to let go of. The problem isn't that people believe this lie. The problem is that they stop reevaluating it. And in systems that change over time, any belief that goes unexamined for too long quietly becomes a liability. Once the biggest money lie is exposed, the goal isn't to replace it with another belief. Beliefs are fragile. Systems are not. Smart behavior begins when people stop asking, "What should I believe?" and start asking, "How does this system actually behave over time?" Most money advice is framed in moral terms. Be disciplined, be patient, be responsible. While these traits matter, systems don't respond to morality. They respond to structure, incentives, and duration. Smart thinkers separate personal virtue from system mechanics. They don't assume good behavior guarantees good outcomes. They assume outcomes follow rules, whether those rules are understood or not. This shift alone removes much of the confusion people feel around money. Instead of trusting that things will work out, smart system thinkers observe how money actually moves. They pay attention to where money slows down, where it accelerates, where time amplifies outcomes, where effort has diminishing impact. This isn't about control, it's about awareness. Awareness reduces surprises. And in financial systems, fewer surprises mean fewer regrets. The lie survives because it provides simple answers. Smart thinking replaces answers with better questions. Not "is this safe?" but "what does this depend on?" Not "will this work?" but "what assumptions need to stay true for this to work?" Questions expose structure. And once structure is visible, blind trust disappears. Institutions don't rely on hope. They rely on models that remain functional even when individuals behave inconsistently. This is why systems reward alignment more than effort. When behavior fits the model, outcomes stabilize. When it doesn't, friction appears. Smart individuals don't try to outwork the system. They try to stop misreading it. One of the hardest shifts is letting go of the idea that comfort equals progress. Comfort often means nothing is forcing change. Systems, however, don't wait for discomfort to signal problems. Smart behavior involves checking alignment even when things feel fine. Especially then, the biggest upgrade isn't learning a new rule. It's abandoning the idea that rules alone guarantee outcomes. When money is seen as a system instead of a promise, expectations become realistic. And realistic expectations are the foundation of long-term control. Once the lie is replaced with understanding, it loses its power. Not because it was evil, but because it was incomplete. When the biggest money lie is finally seen clearly, something unexpected happens. The system doesn't feel hostile, it feels predictable. And predictability changes everything. The lie doesn't just shape behavior, it shapes expectations. Once it's gone, people stop expecting effort alone to carry them forward. They stop being surprised when outcomes don't match intentions. This isn't pessimism, it's clarity. Clarity replaces frustration with understanding. Believing the system will work out encourages passive trust. Understanding the system encourages verification. Verification doesn't mean suspicion, it means awareness. Instead of assuming stability, smart thinkers regularly check whether their assumptions still match reality. Systems evolve, rules shift, context changes, beliefs that aren't updated become outdated. Control doesn't come from believing harder or trying more. It comes from realism. Realism allows people to recognize limits early, adapt before pressure builds, separate luck from structure. When realism replaces blind faith, decisions become calmer and more deliberate. It's important to understand this. The biggest money lie wasn't foolish advice. At one point, it aligned with the system well enough. What changed wasn't human behavior. What changed was the environment. Systems don't announce when they outgrow old assumptions. They simply stop rewarding them. Money doesn't reward belief. It rewards alignment. Once that distinction is clear, fear fades, confusion fades, and money stops feeling like a test of character. It becomes what it always was, a system governed by rules, time, and structure. This content is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. If this helped you see money more clearly, consider subscribing for more educational breakdowns like this.